Southern Thailand is facing what officials are calling the worst floods in 300 years. A disaster unfolding with dramatic speed and far-reaching impact. What began as days of non-stop monsoon rain has evolved into a crisis affecting millions, stretching emergency services and shaking the region's infrastructure to its core. The relentless weather began on November 19, 2025, driven by a powerful monsoon and a stubborn low-pressure system that continues to hover over the Gulf of Thailand, pushing wave after wave of rainfall across 9 southern provinces. Authorities confirm that at least 19 people have lost their lives, most due to flood-related incidents and electrocution. Nearly 2 million residents are affected, and close to 13,000 people have been forced into temporary shelters as floodwaters rise. Damage spreads, and homes remain unsafe. Each passing hour brings new challenges, new emergencies, and new stories of families trying to escape the flood's path. The worst-hit province is Songkhla, where 16 districts have been declared disaster zones. In the commercial hub of Hat Yai, the situation is especially dramatic. The city, usually alive with commerce, tourism, and night markets, is now a landscape of deep water, abandoned vehicles, and half-submerged buildings. Hat Yai has recorded historic rainfall, and in several neighborhoods, flood levels have risen to 8.2 feet, swallowing streets, entering homes, and cutting off entire blocks from the rest of the city. Daily life has been severely disrupted. Train services into and out of the south have been canceled, leaving travelers stranded and essential cargo delayed. The situation took a more delicate turn when a maternity ward at Hat Yai Hospital became cut off by the flood, leaving 30 newborn babies and their caregivers unable to move to safer areas. Power fluctuations and limited access routes created long hours of uncertainty as medical teams worked to keep the infants stable. The economic toll is also mounting. Southern Thailand is a major producer of rubber and palm oil, and the floods have swept across plantations, factories, and storage facilities. In Songkhla province alone, more than 715 factories have been damaged. Officials estimate that initial losses in Hat Yai have already exceeded $15.4 million, and the full figure is expected to rise significantly as flood assessments continue. Adding to the pressure, over 4,000 Malaysian tourists are currently stranded, unable to leave the region due to road closures, airport disruptions, and limited transportation options. In response to the scale of the disaster, the Thai military is deploying every available resource. The Chakri Naruebet, Thailand's aircraft carrier, has been positioned as a floating hospital and mobile supply center, providing medical services and distributing food and essential items to isolated communities. C-130 cargo planes are transporting relief supplies, while military trucks, inflatable boats, and specialized rescue teams are evacuating stranded residents from flooded homes, hospitals, and villages. To speed up the draining process, the government has activated dozens of large water pumps and high-powered propellers to redirect floodwaters towards Songkhla Lake and the Gulf of Thailand, attempting to ease pressure on overwhelmed rivers and drainage systems. These efforts run day and night, with engineers monitoring water flow and adjusting equipment as the situation changes. The government has announced multiple forms of assistance, including emergency budgets, cash support, and debt restructuring for affected families. Relief centers continue to receive evacuees, offering shelter, meals, medical care, and clean drinking water. The severe weather is not limited to Thailand. Neighboring countries like Malaysia and Vietnam are also experiencing intense rainfall and flooding as the same monsoon system sweeps across Southeast Asia. Meteorologists warn that more rain is expected in the coming days, and communities across the region remain on alert, watching river levels closely and preparing for possible further evacuations. As the floodwater continues to move slowly through towns and farmlands, the people of southern Thailand face long days of uncertainty, resilience, and endurance. The coming hours will be crucial as authorities race to protect lives, stabilize the situation, and prevent the disaster from expanding even further.